The Irish Football Association is the governing body for association football in Northern Ireland. It organised the Ireland national football team, which, after 1921, became the Northern Ireland national football team. It should not be confused with the Football Association of Ireland, the governing body in the Wikipedia of Ireland. History. Foundation of the IFA. The IFA was formed in 1880 by 7 football clubs, mostly in the Belfast area, as the organising body for the sport across all of Ireland. A meeting was called by Cliftonville of other football clubs that followed the rules set out by the Scottish Football Association. At that meeting, on the 18th of November of that year, 7 clubs formed the IFA, making it the 4th oldest national football association in the world. The founding members were Alexander, Avonhill, Cliftonville, Distillery, Knockmayola Park and Eld Park. The IFA's first decision was to form an annual Challenge Cup competition similar to the FA Cup and Scottish Cup competitions, called the Irish Cup. 2 years later, Ireland played its first international against England, losing 13-0. Ireland, North-South split and the foundation of the Football Association of Ireland shortly after the partition of Ireland in 1921. The Football Association of Ireland was established as a rival association to regulate the game in what was to become the Irish Free State. The immediate cause of the split lay in a bitter dispute over the venue for the replay of an Irish Cup match in 1921 involving Glentoran of Belfast and Shelburne of Dublin. When the first Cup match was drawn in Belfast because of the Irish War of Independence, the IFA reneged on a promise to play the replay in Dublin and scheduled the rematch again for Belfast. Shelburne refused to comply and forfeited the cup. Such was the anger over the issue that the Leinster Football Association broke away from the IFA and formed its own national association. Those behind the fire believed that football should be regulated by a federation based in the Irish Free State's capital, Dublin. They also accused the IFA of neglecting the development of the game in the south. The IFA's supporters argued that the federation should be based where the game was mainly played, namely Ulster, and its principal city Belfast. Both associations claimed to represent the whole of the island, each competing internationally under the name Ireland and selecting players from both the rival national leagues, which also split at this time. Interventions by FIFA gave the FIDE jury organising rights over the 26 counties of the Republic, with the IFA restricted to Northern Ireland. For the 1950s onwards, the IFA no longer claimed it was the association for the whole of Ireland. In 1960, the association moved to its present location on Windsor Avenue in South Belfast, in a building once occupied by Thomas Andrews. The IFA continued to regulate the game in Northern Ireland, and all results obtained by the Irish national side and records in the Irish Football League and the Cup competition stand as Northern Irish records. Summary: 1880 IFA founded in Belfast representing all of Ireland. 1921 FI founded in Dublin representing Southern Ireland. 1936 FI begins also selecting Northern players. 1946 FI stops selecting Northern players. FI represented all of Ireland between 1936 to 1946 along with the other home nations associations. The IFA sits on the International Football Association Board, which is responsible for the laws of the game. The IFA continues to have responsibility for the running of the Northern Irish national team. Women's football. The Northern Ireland Women's Football Association is the IFA's women's football arm. It runs a Women's Cup, Women's League and the Northern Ireland Women's National Football Team. In April 2014, Northern Ireland's Minister for Culture, Arts and Leisure Carol Ní threatened to cut the IFA's funding unless it stopped treating women's football as an afterthought. Presidents: 1880 to 1889 Lord Spencer Chichester, 1889 to 1909 Marquess of Londonderry, 1909 to 1912 Alexander H. Thompson, 1912 to 1914 Hugh Hegan, 1914 to 1945 Sir James McIlman Wilton, 1945 to 1948 Austin Dolly, 1948 to 1957 Frederick J. Cochrane, 1957–1958 Joseph McBride, 1958 to 1994 Harry Cavan, 1995 Sammy Walker, 1995 to 2007 Jim Boyce, 2007 to 2010 Raymond Kennedy, 2010 Jim Shaw. Source: M. Brodie. The Northern Ireland Soccer Yearbook, 2008-2009. Belfast Pulse. Tatler Publications. Sponsors: